Eastern Conference Finals. They finished number 2 seed. Everybody was freaking out. And LeBron said, it's all right. We were taking it easy. Okay, we'll turn on in the playoffs. And he was totally right. They did. They beat the Celtics. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, LeBron totally was right with his promise. And I think it's the same situation here again, where you don't need to panic. You don't need to make a trade. The Cavs will be just fine. When you have LeBron James, you're going to be fine. I mean, just ask the Heat. Seriously. You'll be absolutely fine. But obviously the Cavs have had some really big struggles. I mean, it's a little bit surprising. They've dropped their last 5 out of 6 games. I mean, again, defense has been at the core of the issues with them. It's just, I mean, their communication's off. The chemistry's off. Nothing seems to be really clicking. I mean, LeBron has been playing out of his mind this season. He's averaging 27 points, 8 rebounds, and 9 assists. So, obviously, can't put the blame on him. I mean, Isaiah's been injured, and he was, of course, the big part of that first trade Kobe did. I know you're probably thinking Kobe Bryant. Kobe Altman. I'll just call him Altman. But they're 3-9 since Christmas. So just, I don't know what's happened. So Altman is probably feeling a lot of pressure in his rookie season to trade for someone new before the deadline. Obviously, David Griffin, when he was the GM, made a lot of big and great deals. You know, in his first season as GM, Griffin signed LeBron from the Heat, and he brought in Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins. So he made some great signings, and, you know, they've also obviously paid off. They won a championship. But Altman, in my opinion, made the greatest first trade I've ever seen, because that Irving trade, when it first happened, I thought, wow, the Celtics got swindled. I mean, Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, and most likely a top 10 pick coming from the Nets for a disgruntled Kyrie Irving, a man who wanted to leave. So the Cavs, it was their job this offseason, the number one priority, getting rid of a player who didn't want to be there. And they still got so much for him. They got an all-star point guard in Isaiah Thomas, who averaged over 29 points last year. I mean, the reason why he's injured right now, I mean, his back must be hurting still to this day from carrying that team. I mean, carrying that team, a whole franchise, and you're 5'9". I mean, give him a lot of credit there. But, you know, the Nets currently have the 8th worst record, so it's going to be a top 10 pick without a doubt. But for some reason, the Celtics are the ones thriving after this trade. I really don't get it. I get it. Kyrie Irving's been amazing this season. He's embraced that number one role. He is the superstar for the Celtics, and they obviously have Gordon Hayward on the way next season. So I can't imagine how good the Celtics are going to be next season as well. But Altman is negotiating trades currently with the Clippers and Sacramento because he wants to bring in a new superstar, a new starter, or at least some big talent that'll help him compete in the playoffs, because obviously they're making the playoffs, but that's the only thing he's focusing on right now. So the 3 people he's really been going after is Grant Hill, Lou Williams, and DeAndre Jordan. So I don't think he should bring in Grant Hill necessarily. I think Jose Calderon can be a fine backup point guard to Isaiah Thomas. Derrick Rose, he was supposed to be the backup this season. He looked like he could have been starting because Derrick Rose, obviously, he won an MVP. I mean, yeah, he's dropped off exponentially, but, you know, he's had the whole, you know, there's just been a lot of ego issues with the Cavaliers. I mean, you got JR, you know, he's got his own agenda. Thomas has his own agenda. And Derrick Rose, you know, he's considered retiring in the middle of the season. I mean, it's just way too much drama surrounding the Cavaliers right now. I mean, if I was starting a franchise, I really want LeBron near it, because it seems like there's always drama where LeBron is. I would like Giannis. There's no drama with Giannis, except for, I think this is the only time, actually, where Giannis has had drama, because of the whole Jason Kidd firing thing. But before that, Giannis, he's a very quiet player. Or just give me Kawhi Leonard. He's not going to talk. He'll be our unquestioned leader. Two-way star. Lou Williams has been having an amazing season so far, averaging over 24 points and 5 assists. Obviously, everyone knows he can score the ball, but 5 assists. These are Kyrie Irving-like numbers, and he is the main reason why the Clippers are currently in playoff contention. They are the number 8 seed in the West. Unbelievable. Doc Rivers has to be loving this dude right now. So why would the Clippers want to trade him? They're in playoff contention. I mean, they're not going to go far, but they're enjoying this new team. It's a total new face team, and I don't think anyone's really upset at the Clippers right now. They're outperforming for what they have right now. And DeAndre Jordan, everyone knows he can rebound, but he's averaging 15 rebounds a game. Him and Drummond are really just going to fight for that rebound title because he's also averaging 15 rebounds a game. It's just amazing how physical DeAndre Jordan is. He's, in my opinion, the most physical center in the league. And he would easily help out the Cavaliers. I would say the Cavaliers would be championship favorites if they got Jordan. Because Jordan, LeBron James, Kevin Love, Isaiah Thomas, that's a super team. That's a super team better than the Warriors. And in negotiations, a lot of the people that the main trade candidates for the Cavaliers have been Tristan Thompson and J.R. Smith. So they wouldn't be giving up a starter. They're not giving up Kevin Love for DeAndre Jordan. They'd be giving up players that are, in my opinion, useless for the Cavaliers. Tristan Thompson's making $17 million a year, and he's playing 20 minutes a game. He's averaging 5 points, 5 rebounds. Completely, I wouldn't say useless, but easily replaceable stats. DeAndre Jordan would easily replace them. 17 million. Talk about stealing a living. And DeAndre Jordan is shooting 66% from the field, which is the second highest in the league. So both those players are great candidates. Grant Hill, I'm not too excited or high on right now, but I'm not going to get into him. There's also been rumors about the Cavs potentially trading to the Magic for, Gordon and Evan Fournier. Because if they throw in someone like a Kevin Love to the Magic for, Gordon and Fournier, I wouldn't think that's a bad trade at all. I think that would be a great trade. Because Gordon's only 22 years old. He's been in the league forever. This is the last year of his contract. He's going to get paid this offseason. And if LeBron, who only signs one-year deals, wants to leave because the Cavs don't win a championship or something, why wouldn't you want Aaron Gordon as your franchise leader? 18 points, 8 rebounds a game, and like I said, is 22 years old. He and Isaiah Thomas could easily be the face of the franchise for the next couple seasons for the Cavs. That wouldn't be bad at all. And Evan Fournier is also averaging 18 points. So that would be 2 great trade candidates. And if they got him this offseason, right now during the middle of the season, I think the Cavs would also still be a favorite for the championship because they're just that good. So obviously we'll see what Altman does. Will he panic? Will he trade for someone new? Will he stick with the roster? I hope he sticks with it because the Cavs, in my opinion, are going to make the Eastern Conference Finals. They are going to make the championship. I have no doubt about that. Even though I'm terrible with predictions. If you looked last week, I was over 2 on my NFL predictions. But Cavs are going to make the finals. Come on. Let's be real. So we got 2 more teams to cover here. We got the Thunder. I'll make this short. I am a Thunder fan, so I am biased. But, they obviously look like they're finally clicking. I think the Warriors and the Thunder could be the conference final in the West. I think the Thunder, if they really go up to their potential, could be amazing. And if they do reach the Western Conference final, will Paul George stay? I think that's enough right there just to convince him to stay for another year or at least 2. That would be something really interesting to look at there. And the Thunder would have finally some stability after signing Russell Westbrook to a big deal. So obviously, I'm very happy about what the Thunder are at right now. Even though they are the number 5 seed, I think they'll outperform that seed when they get to playoff time. So finally, we have the Rockets, who, again, like the Pacers, have been the story this season. The Chris Paul trade, huge trade, totally shifted the franchise and talent and the rosters on those 2 teams, the Clippers and the Rockets. And the Rockets have been looking amazing. That duo, Chris Paul, James Harden, easily the best front court duo in the league. I think it's better than Thompson, Curry all day. I would choose Harden and Paul. They're just so good. And obviously, they played the Warriors recently. Chris Paul had 33 points, 11 assists, and 7 rebounds. And that's just the stats. If you looked at the highlights from that game, he had some amazing handles. He looked unstoppable. And the Rockets have been unstoppable when James Harden and Paul and Clint Capella have been on the floor together. They're 17-0 when those 3 are in. They can't be beat. And the team right now has a lot of confidence, a lot of swagger. I love that they do. Because Clint Capella said, yeah, we're better than the Warriors. A bold statement, but when you beat them, I think that gives you all the right in the world to say you're better than the Warriors. If you beat them, if you play better than them, why not say you're a better team? That makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, they beat him by 8 points. But Clint Capella has also been having such an amazing season. He's 23 years old, only 6'9". He's a center, but he's 6'9", averaging 14.5 points, 12 rebounds, and is the only guy shooting at a higher percentage than DeAndre Jordan. He's shooting 67% from the field. A 23-year-old is leading the NBA in field goal percentage. Unbelievable. Incredibly strong, incredibly physical. A lot like Kenneth Faried, except a better shooter. I mean, he proved it. His field goal efficiency, his scoring efficiency is just so good. And the Rockets this season are averaging the second most points in the NBA, the most three-pointers made, averaging over 15 three-pointers a game. And right now, just to put that in context, the Brooklyn Nets and the Cleveland Cavaliers are tied for second with 12 made threes a game. Just incredible. I mean, the Rockets shoot so many threes. I mean, it's a big reason why they're one of the best teams right now in the NBA. And they make the most free throws per game. So another thing to add to that. Their defense, of course, is the one area they need to improve, just like the Cavaliers, because they are bottom 5 when it comes to field goals allowed. They give up a lot of field goals. And they do have the second best plus-minus, but when it comes to just points per game allowed, they are bottom 15 in the league, which is not where you want to be if you want to win a championship. You have to be great, because the Warriors also have a great defense to match that great offense. And if you're going to compete with them in the Western Conference Finals, you have to play better than them on defense. Obviously, they beat them, but playoff series last 7 games. Adjustments are made. Injuries occur. So, we'll see what happens. Houston's still looking great right now. Second best plus-minus in the NBA. So, we'll see how the Rockets finish. Hopefully there's no injuries to Chris Paul and James Harden anymore, because they've been dealing with that. But if they stay healthy, who knows how far the Rockets can go. Maybe they can go to the championship. You never know. But I think this is a good place to end it. I mean, Rockets, obviously, they rely on scoring more than the other teams, street ball style. I can respect it. But I think this is a good place to end, honestly. I've gone through all my points. I hope you guys enjoyed. And before I go, I'm just going to give you guys some life advice. And my advice, which is easily my favorite part of the podcast, I love giving out advice, is always take risks, In life, you got to take risks. You got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone. Like, even if people are telling you not to. Like, I'm going to be having a podcast right now. I'm going to be starting a sports website soon. I mean, I'm doing some pretty big time commitments right now, and it's sort of scary considering I have school to do and, good grades to get and good SAT scores to get. But I'm committing to some decent-sized projects. And if I would put it in an example for the common person, like, let's say you're walking down the street and, like, a homeless guy's giving out credit cards, and he's like, hey, it's a free credit card. I mean, you got to get that credit card. It's free. When are you ever going to get another free credit card in your life? You got to take that. And then you got to thank him, give him a $5 bill in his cup, and be on your way. Seriously. Thank you, homeless people, for giving us credit cards. And it's like the decision between studying for a big test or watching a new TV show. Like, if a new Bachelorette season comes on, or a new American Horror Story, something like that comes on, and you're just watching an episode, you're like, okay, I'll watch this episode at 7 p.m., then I'll start studying. And then the episode ends, but it's a cliffhanger. You gotta watch the next episode. You gotta know what happens. Did he get murdered? Will his love come back to him? I don't know. You gotta watch the next episode. And then it ends on a cliffhanger. And then you gotta keep watching until, the season's over. And then once you finish the season, you can start studying. Even though it might be 1 or 2 a.m., then you can start studying. You can't miss out on your TV. TV above everything. So that's my advice. Hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the Sports Addict Podcast. I'm out.